Welcome, lovelies, to episode 6 of See No Evil. And you know what, sound engineer Greg? Suck it. It's the 6th episode. And yes, I cheated again by dropping that X for a more sensible K sound in the word. What kind of sociopath is going around pronouncing it 6th? You're the person they'll build a time machine for someday to terminate you in your dad's nethers before it's too late. Hi. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And good luck. All good movies. It's your burly boy, JP Sebastian. If Wakanda needed a king of Black Panther, it is I. I can only give you the painfully obvious fact that Wakanda Forever has come to collect your money this weekend. Reviews next week. That window between pre-screening the film and airing this, I don't have the power to bend the space-time, Disney. Aside from that, there are also 2 decent dockies coming out. Jason Momoa's in a literal snooze fest as a compliment, and James Bond's deepest, Skyfall, turns 10 years old this week. I'll go into that at length later. Now, I'm wondering why there wasn't a Terminator just sent back to punch John Connor's dad square in the full blast. More deep thoughts coming your way on today's episode of... Movies to Monk-eep an eye out for. I wrote this one backwards, eating into my own word limit. Let's go! Are you one of those keen beans filling overtime while the rest of us slackers punch out? Onoda's your story, man. Remember that one about the Imperial Japanese soldier holding out on a small Philippine island, refusing to believe his emperor had surrendered World War II? Wikipedia lists Hiru Onoda's years of service as 1942 to 1945, like the rest of those. Then, in parenthesis, continued voluntary service until 1974. Voluntary. So the trailer's got plenty of scenes of top brass stressing the specialness of their mission and abilities. Onoda clearly drinks the Kool-Aid, and years unfold of the unit maintaining a delusion that the fight continues somewhere out there. There's crazed peer pressure to see it through, paranoia about tricksters, Filipino locals begging them to chill and end their 4-man world war, and the young hippie who brought the leftover Onoda to his senses 28 years later. I can't wait for this one. Imagine the mind warp of trusting the process, coming to terms with a quarter life lost. Have you physically checked if your friends made it out of lockdown? Try getting them to come with us to Onoda, 10,000 Nights in the Jungle, which I think is widening screenings in December. And while that misguided guy was living the dream, eating dirt, the rest of us were getting fuel-efficient sedans, sushi as a personality trait, and anime. Though I feel like he can pass on Evangelion after all he's been through. I've still got catching up to do after teen years spent mentally melting on a couch, sinking deeper with every rudely wistful credits roll, fly me to the moon, in the wake of an episode's spiritual and explosion. PTSD. So honestly, I do not trust the happy jangly carpenters like Pop over a succession of pristine, verdant nature, sleepy kitties, chilling pen-pens, and smiling Ava pilots. Yeah, sure, smiling. I know, I've got rebuilding to get through on streaming and catching up and all that, but I know a psychic ambush when I see one. Though I hope there's a constructive streak to the Neon Genesis hull I've been through, now concluding after years, in Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time. Give the genius Hideaki Anno all the decimals he wants. And yes, I know, I could just stream it for a year now, but this trailer's your warning to check your local cinemas for an IMAX screening late November and early December for other big screens. Ideally, the plan spreads to more countries too soon. Keep a lookout for it. If for whatever sick reason they needed to turn it live action, Tilda Swinton's an easy pick for Gendo. In fact, give her Shinji too. She's actually way too apt for most angels, all the way through to Kaoru. I'm using my mind's eye, and it just works. In the meantime, we'll settle for her playing daughter to a mother who is also Tilda Swinton. Though some critics are already swearing of the eternal daughter, she easily draws a hard line between characters in your mind. Neither is Tilda Swinton. Hard to believe the movie itself could be spookier than the immortal weirdo actress, but I'm digging the feel. All kinds of nods to The Shining, from the mystery-wise haunted house staffer to the crash zoom at an animal on the bed. But maybe don't expect scary, probably more just haunted living people, Del Toro style. The Eternal Daughter creeps into big screens early December. And I'm probably not the man for this job, but it's a big one and you might want it on your radar. Don't get me wrong, I've got no problems cutting glass onions. What I mean is, I feel like a solitary voice who could only meet Knives Out at a hard okay. And I love everything Daniel Craig and Dave Bautista touch. Craig is comparatively actually hilarious in Logan Lucky. Cannot recommend enough. And Bautista's a freakishly sensitive actor for a pro wrestler. Oh, I live in fear of the Bautista bomb. Hard to say, not risking it. So sadly this one looks soaked in the tackiness of that distinct stream feel. And while I couldn't crack a single snicker at the comedy, or even gawp at the visuals, maybe it is only a rapid-fire teaser. Hopefully they don't do Daniel Craig and Dave Bautista dirty, and it's actually good, but we'll only crack that mystery around its Christmas release.